Jake here for American Muscle, and today I'm checking out this rear diffuser in matte black for 2018 and newer Mustang GTs and 2019 and newer Mustang EcoBoost with the active exhaust. If you're looking to add some aggressive, race-inspired styling to the rear end of your Mustang, a diffuser like this might just be the ticket. It has the benefit of looking cool and also being functional in addition to being easy to mount. So if you're looking for an easy way to add some serious visual pop to your Mustang and have a little bit of function as well, we've got you covered with this. Now, a diffuser at its core is an aerodynamic modification meant to increase downforce. Typically seen on race cars, the idea here is that this is going to direct air coming down the side and from underneath of your car at higher speeds to improve stability and overall grip by adding downforce. So if you plan to track your Mustang, having that extra high-speed stability is going to make for better grip and better overall lap times. But do, of course, keep your high speeds to the track. Out on the street, it's the styling that's going to be the winner here. And you're going to get that race-inspired style wherever you go with this because, well, it's big and it's an eye-catcher. It comes in these three pieces, so you have one here for the center, and these two smaller ones on the side with the canards are for the outside edges of the bumper. Now, all of this sticks out pretty far past the edges of the bumper in every direction, so there's really no way to miss it. And unlike a lot of diffusers out there on the market, this one is made entirely of aluminum. It's CNC machined for a nice precise fit, and it comes finished in this nice matte black powder coat. All of that means that in addition to being strong enough to be functional and add some downforce, it's also going to be able to withstand impacts out on the street, and it will be able to handle the elements. So unlike some of the other plastic diffusers or bumper add-ons out there, this is actually going to serve multiple purposes on top of just looking cool. Now, coming in around $475 price-wise, this does fall towards the upper end of what you can spend on a rear diffuser, but that is to be expected considering you're getting something that's functional and that this is all aluminum. In that sense, for the visual and performance impact you get, I do think that this is going to be worth the ask if this is what you're shopping for. Now, as far as installation goes, this will get a 1 out of 3 on the difficulty meter and should only take you about an hour or so to get it installed. There is some assembly necessary out of the box. I've gone ahead and put a few of these things together for you so you get a better overall picture of what it's going to look like. But it is designed to be a totally bolt-on procedure, and it's going to fit nice and flush with your bumper. You also get all the hardware necessary to get this put together and mounted onto your car. So overall, it's a pretty simple thing that you can absolutely do on your own in the driveway. And to show you just how to get this done, let's head over to the install bay right now.
The tools you'll need for this project are a power driver with a number 2 Phillips bit, a 1/8 Allen head wrench, a 1/4 inch ratchet, a 7mm socket, a 3/8 socket, and a couple of clamps. All right, before we can put this on our car, obviously we need to assemble it first. Now you'll notice on the main panel, there are 4 sets of holes, and that's where each of the blades are going to go. So you'll also notice that we have 3 different sizes of blades. We have a large, a medium, and a small. The small ones are going to go on the outside fins, so we don't need to worry about those at this particular time. Now the 2 large fins are going to go in the center, and the 2 medium ones are going to go on the outside. So let's go ahead and get started putting them all together. So we're going to start with our 1/2 inch long Allen bolts. And we're going to insert one of those in one of the center holes here. And once you've got that through the top, we can take one of our brackets, insert it here onto the bolt, and then we'll use a lock washer and a nut that are all supplied in the kit to that bracket. Now we can take our large fin, insert it with the hole here on the same side as the bracket. Now we'll do the same thing with another one of the 1/2 inch nut bolts. and another bracket on the other side with a washer and a nut. And once you've got the two brackets and the blade installed, you can take one of the 3/4 inch long bolts, insert it through the bracket and the blade and into the other side, and then secure it with one of the lock washers and the nut. Now at this point, we're just going to leave it finger tight till we get it all assembled, and then we'll tighten everything down. Now we can go ahead and install the medium-sized blade on the outside here using the same process. We'll just put a bolt inside, slide our bracket on it, a lock washer, and a nut. And we'll slide our blade on, insert another bolt on the other side, and the bracket, lock washer, and a nut. I'm going to take another 3/4 inch long bolt, slide it through the bracket and the blade and the other bracket, and attach a lock washer and a nut on that as well. Now you can go ahead and repeat this process for the other two blades, remembering to put the larger blade in the center and the medium blade on the outside. All right, now that we've got it assembled, we can go ahead and tighten everything down using a 1/8 inch Allen wrench and a 3/8 inch socket. So just insert the Allen wrench on the bolt side and tighten it down with the socket. Now, it's not required, but it is highly recommended that you use some sort of a thread locker on the bolts themselves just to make sure that everything stays tight. And once you've got your brackets tightened down, you can go ahead and tighten down the bolt that goes through and holds it all together. Now that we've got our center section done, we can move into our outer wings. And that's going to go together pretty much the same way. Now they are universal. They're exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which side they go on, but you do need to orient them correctly for each side of the car. So we're going to do the driver's side first. Same process. Insert a bolt. Insert a bracket, washer, and a nut. Insert the small blade. Then insert one of the 3/4 inch long bolts and a washer and a nut. Now you can go ahead and tighten those down. And then repeat that process for the other blade. Now that we've got everything assembled, we can go ahead and get it installed on the car. So the first thing we need to do is remove these two center bolts here using our 7mm socket, and we can put the new screws in. Now, as you can see, we've got our car up on a lift. You can definitely do this on the ground with a jack and a couple of jack stands, but we've got ours on a lift just to make it easier for you to see exactly what we're doing. So now we can go ahead and install our centerpiece here. If you've got an extra set of hands, that'd be great. If not, you can use a couple of clamps to hold this in place while you put the screws in. So let's go ahead and get that done. So now we're going to go ahead and align the two slots here in the center panel in the holes that we just took out the 7mm bolts with. I'm going to use these clamps to hold it in place while I put the screws in. So we're going to line up our holes. Hold it in place with the clamps, and then we can install the new screws. And when you install these screws, you want to make sure that the factory valance and the bottom plate of the diffuser are pinched together. And then you can go ahead and put the screws in. And you want to make sure that you don't over tighten them. All right, so now that our center screws are in, now we can go ahead and attach the outer screws here, 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 and here. We'll be using the blackhead screws and our power driver to put them in place while our clamps are still in. Now we can go ahead and remove our clamps and move to our outer pieces. Now that our center section is installed, we can go ahead and install our outer wings. Again, we're going to be using our clamps to hold it in place, just so we can double check our alignment and make sure it's where we want to go. And then we can install the 3 screws in the bottom into the bottom of the valance on the fender. Now once you're happy with the alignment, go ahead and use your power screwdriver and the blackhead screws and get those installed. Just remember not to over tighten them. And now you can repeat that for the other side.
That's going to wrap it up for our review and install of the rear diffuser in matte black for 2018 and newer Mustang GTs and 2019 and newer Mustang EcoBoosts with the active exhaust. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, for all things Mustang, be sure to stick with us right here at AmericanMuscle.com.